Hello, everyone. Good time zone to you. In a couple of narrow votes, we have landed on Zendikar Rising Best of 3 today. It was almost RNA. It was almost Best of 1, but no, here we are. More Zendikar. And because I have a Best of 3 in progress on account number 2, and because I have 4x rares and have every mythic I really kind of need from Zendikar in our main account, I have fallen to account number 3 for this one. In fact, here I'm gonna adjust this. I call this my paid account. It's funny. This is the account I've put the most money into because I bought the $100 gem bundle for this one when the game launched, and but then I started my main account, what I consider now my main account, when I started streaming. So this kind of became my side account, but there's still resources on it. And again, I just look to play for free where I can. And this is a little stash of gems we can use to draft, especially when our main account has all the cards from the set we're drafting, because I would much rather save my resources on the main account. I'm not going to not play it. I'm going to go back to our main account later today after I'm off air and play some standard, and I'll get my 4 wins of the day in. So I'm going to keep grinding gold on my main account, but rather than spend that gold now on an event like this that is going to produce some gems and some cards that I already have, I would rather wait and use those resources on my main account on the next set to get gems and cards I don't have. So that's why I do it this way, and I try to model that behavior for you all. And if you care about this, is if you care about both constructed and limited. If you like to play limited but you like to build your collection, that's where you need to be aware of where you're playing, how you're getting paid to play, and what you're saving up resources for. And if you are saving up resources for constructed magic and you're doing it in paper, I know where you can spend them. That's my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They have everything you need for your tabletop magic game. They got singles, they got supplies, they got sealed product. They've got customer service of your dreams. They ship lightning fast, and they buy for higher prices on average than any other major magic retailer in the industry. So lots of reasons to check out my sponsor, and I do ask that you do so via my affiliate links. If you check them out via the link in the panels down below, the link in the YouTube notes, or the link in chat here, you're going to let them know you got there from here. That's going to help keep me in good graces with my sponsor. And in fact, I'm going to run my numbers from Q4 2020 and reach out to my friend and manager at Card Kingdom. We're going to go over how things are doing. So if you want to give me a little push before my big CK meeting, give that link a click, sign up for an account. Remember to check them out when you're buying physical magic stuff, and you can help keep me on the air here, okay? And another thing you can do on that front, our friend Oni is here in chat today. How you doing, Oni? Oni Spumoni is the designer of my channel. So the look and feel of this channel is from Oni, and Oni also has a retail store of his own called Spumoni Works. You can head over there, check out all sorts of sweet merch, pins, IP stuff, not just magic, all sorts of other things to check out. Go browse there, and remember that if you use the Go Shopping discount code, you're not only going to get 15% off your purchase, you're going to sign Oni up for some graphic design work here on this channel, and we can make some changes in this neighborhood. All right. With that out of the way, let's get into draft view. We're a late stage best of 3. Often this means a long wait. So I should, well, halfway here. We can talk about some stuff. It can mean a long wait, I should say. But hopefully not too long. We can look at Bound in Gold. This is a card request. I'm taking a look at this right now. Here. Let's do this. So, Bound in Gold. 2 and a white enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent can't attack, block, or crew vehicles. And its activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Yeah, there's a pretty wordy pacifism, but looks like certainly suggests that crewing vehicles is important in this format, right? If the pacifism of the set denies the crewing of vehicles, I guess we're going to see a lot of them. Yeah, that's funny. Bound in gold, turning it into a treasure would be funny, like flavor, but I guess not the power level they wanted, or the color pie thing they wanted. Yes, that's a great call. Enchant permanent is not enchant creature. So obviously, you can enchant a vehicle, and then that vehicle can't attack or block. So that's relevant. You can, because often these enchant permanent, if it's enchant creature, you can enchant it when it's a vehicle, but when it's a creature, but then it stops being a creature and the enchantment falls off. So this stays on vehicles. So that's one thing it's doing. And yeah, the Planeswalker activated abilities means basically, I mean, yeah, this is actually, as I assess this more and more, this is really powerful, really flexible. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. That means you could throw this on a random artifact, and as long as it's not making mana, you can actually turn off artifacts. So really flexible for 3 mana. It does leave it on the battlefield. We all know the problems there, right? If you are talking about removal that doesn't actually pull the permanent off of the battlefield, a couple of things happen there. If there are type synergies, they're going to still sit there on the battlefield affecting type synergies. So if there's a lot of bounce in the set, people are going to be able to release their trapped thing from underneath this. So there's lots of drawbacks to this kind of thing, but it's a pretty strong card overall. I think we're going to be taking that pretty highly. Anyway, let's get back to draft view here. Paragon is our rare. That's a decent rare. It's like a 2-for-1 when you kick it. I like a bug catcher. I like a celebrant. I think, and shelter. Those are the 4 cards that I would consider here: Paragon, celebrant, bug catcher, shelter. Celebrant and bug catcher are kind of linchpin cards in archetypes. But these are more linchpinny, but this is a 2-for-1. I'm just like, it's hard for me not to take a 2-for-1. Even though green is like, I kind of only like green when I'm pairing it with blue. It tends to be a green-blue pairing. So this is almost like a Simic card to me. But I still think it's powerful enough as a 2-for-1 to be worth taking. And then now we have a Sproutling. 2 green kicker cards, a fine place to start. We also didn't pass much good green. Yeah, we could do green party, but I don't know. I got 2 green kicker cards. I think I know where this is going. I think Fenor kind of is that what you mean? Fenor, that like if we're on rails because it's basically green blue. You can be green non-blue kicker, I suppose. Be green whatever party, like that was, I think Math was suggesting that, to Juru Paragon. The thing about green is that as a party color, it provides everything, so you can kind of combine green with any other color and lurch your way towards party. Here though, we've got a rare land that's not going to be our pick, but we have an Arbor Mage that's fine, and actually helps with the whole party thing, because this is one of the green wizards, and is a fine card. Oh, you actually wanted that, Robert? Sorry, I didn't realize Robert wanted that lecture. I'll be sure to talk coffee for the rest of the stream. Yeah, I've done green-black kicker matters. There's enough kicker and black between Blood Beckoning and Gloomhunter Bat at common that you can kind of do that thing. Because the black kicker cards at common are good. That's the main thing. What is our main thing? We take a sneaking guide and try to be red-green party. This red rogue tends to work into that, but you do base camp and be I've never played base camp, but we could be 3+ color party. Skulker would be a reasonable black card. I don't like any of the non-green cards here though, so it's hard to move in on that. But we could take a Nectar Pot or a Horn Beetle. I am still pretty far down on Nectar Pot. Other people have come up on it, but Horn Beetle spec. Yeah, I suppose if we do end up specifically green-black, we would be happy with the Beetle. So I'm going to take the Horn Beetle on spec, but I don't like this card. In fact, I'm going to put it in the board, and I'm going to remember that we have it. We need to be... Basically, this is a green-black card. If we're not green-black, I doubt we're going to be able to run this. This is cool, though. We have several choices here, really, with Electromancer really putting towards this green party thing. But Visionary's on color, right? Yeah, Survivor also helps with the green party thing, being a kind of weirdo bear warrior. Electromancer is fine, Jinx, but it's a second color. I think we should just take the Visionary because it keeps us one color. Yeah, we're not seeing blue. That could either mean that if we do get into kicker, blue-based kicker, it'll be that the blue is all in pack 2, but it may mean we just need to find another direction to head with this. But here we go. Okay, so now we got interesting, because Blood Beckoning and Subtle Strike are two very good very good black cards. And Blood Beckoning even has kicker, so we can take Blood Beckoning and do kicker, but Field Research is still here. Electro Brain says Subtle Strike is a signal. It's very good to still be here, but I don't know if it's signaling at 6. There's a lot of good black removal. I'm going to take Field Research because I think it's as signally as Blood Beckoning or Subtle Strike, and it's in where we want to be. I know that we're talking. I said if we end up in blue, it could be our pack 2, reward. We can take a Blight Blade here to stay, but this is where I'll hedge, and we'll take a Blood Beckoning, and now we can just figure out which way to split from here. Base green, then what's our second color? So I like this kind of situation. This is fine. This is drafting the hard way in the sense of we've really settled on green, and now we're asking the table where to go beyond green. Bugcatcher still here, pick 8. We passed one, pick 1. So I'm going to take Bugcatcher. If we get a Bugcatcher on the wheel, we'll push towards red. We can take the Shell Shield. It does have kicker. I don't like black-green, though. I'm going to take the Bugcatcher. I just think this is so far better of a card than the Shadow Cat. Like, I am just not interested in speccing here. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, sure. I'll bring the Beetle back in or whatever, but I don't want to be there. Maybe I'm not drafting the hard way because I'm kind of avoiding that lane, but I'm not saying Cat is bad, but I'm saying I don't want to be in green-black. Scale of Heights is whatever. We'll take Hellion. Yeah, but we're not doing red-green landfall. If we're doing a red-green party thing, that's a much different situation, right? And then this helps with that, although we can take a Glacial Grasp. I like Glacial Grasp a lot, and Sneaking Guide is very replaceable. So I can see you taking this given the Bugcatcher, but we did not wheel the second Bugcatcher. I'm going to take the Grasp. And we get a Chilling Trap, which for the whole blue-green wizards thing is good. So now we have a real choice because Cascade Seer works the blue-green wizards, Sneaking Guide works the red-green stuff. But since the trap came late, and I'm going to take the wizard lane. And see, I'm going to pull this and pull this. Oh, hello. Maybe I won't pull this. I mean, it's a planeswalker. Is it good? I don't know. Probably good enough. But there's a lull mage. I mean, is this really better than this? I don't think this is even better than this, especially with where we're started. They're close enough. I mean, if it's even close, we should take the lull mage because we're actually closer to here. I'm going to take lull mage. Eruption is good too, but I'm going to take the uncommon. I have played that. I've played the mythic and have not been that impressed. It's not that Nissa is bad, actively like bad or something, but it's not a dominating planeswalker like some can be. Bubble Snare, fine here. Yeah, the land we'd like that land, but not in this situation. So this is kind of what we're expecting / hoping, which is that the blue would really be hooked up in pack 2. But remember, this is unlikely to be flowing in 3, so we got to pick up our blue kicker stuff now. But it's not a wizard, it's a beast. It's a wizard's pet. Right? I mean, surely you could reconcept the card to be a human wizard and not be a familiar, but as it is, it's got to be that, right? Another Sproutling, loving it. Fenrir wants Colony. I love Colony, but I don't pass 2-for-1 kicker cards really when I'm in kicker. Kicker Wizard. We'll take another Wizard here over... Maybe we'll wheel a Chilling Trap, but don't want any of these green cards over this sweet Wizard. We got a 2. What are you talking about? No, you're right. We need 2s, but I can't... I mean, Sproutling is just so good, and we're middle of pack 2. We'll prioritize our 2s. Geyser Mage or Field Research? I'm going to take Geyser Mage number 1 or Field Research number 2 is the real... observation here. Yeah, I think they're close. Fenrir likes Field the second. A couple people want the Geyser Mage. I don't know if first Geyser Mage is better than second, but maybe we're a little low on creatures. I'll take the Geyser Mage, but I'm not sure about that one. I think it's pretty close. Now here we have another Geyser Mage. We also have Reclaim the Wastes. I think we take Reclaim, and then we might even be able to pick up a red splash of some kind. Seafloor Stalker is good too, though. I'd like one of those in here. We could also take a Blight Blade to help with our lower curve. But certainly hearing what chat is saying about making sure we cover our 2s, and now we're just like, we have this Icicle at 3 that's crazy, but we take Risen Riptide still. I mean, we take Chilling Trap number 2 or whatever, but I don't think that's worth it over somewhat of a payoff. Scythe Kitty, we're going to take another Visionary, though. So our 3s and 4s, really these are 5s, right? So if you think of that as a 5 and this is a 5, this is a little more, Arbor Mage, we're really going to try and kick that. Field Research, we want to kick. So once you start spreading out like this, it doesn't seem quite as rough, but we do need 2s. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Nice to have Bubble Snare, though. Bubble Snare is effectively a 2 in the sense that the job of 2s in a deck that's trying to get to 6 and take over is to help you survive. I'm just going to grab a uncommon for Vault Progress here. And we're best of 3. Broken Wings would be nice, but a Diviner is right on plan. This is really nice to see. I mean, I was thinking we weren't going to get blue in the 3rd pack, but if Diviners are coming back 11th, maybe we will. If no, this should be best of 3. Yeah, that's true. A nice thing about having Geyser Mage on 3 is that, you know, you can play it in block. Field Research, you can't play on 3 and have a blocker. Takedown still being here says white is super wide open. I almost want to take it out of insult, but actually Kitty is playable, so we'll take the playable Kitty. I don't think we're going to play it, though. We have so much going on at 3. Looks like maybe we are in the right lane, though. I'll take a Chilling Trap over a Zendikar. Or we're in a decent lane, then we pick up random pack 3 kicker rare. Sounds good. Hopefully we wheel this squid. Totally want a squid, but again, I'm not gonna take a squid over an insight because we know we need 2s. We're gonna observe that we need 2s and really hope that the medium 2 wheels. Hello, Wizen. What? How do you pronounce? Wizen Whew? W. Wiz. All right, we'll call you Wiz. Great. Yeah, let's get a Gecko, Pablo. I love it. Gecko is the 2-drop of our dreams, right? Another Sproutling, though. We can take and splash Zareth. I think I have to splash Zareth every time he shows up, though. We have one thing. We have the Reclaim the Wastes. We have Reclaim. We don't have any rogues, but as we have talked about, you don't need rogues to justify Zareth, and we can look for rogues from here. Sproutling isn't a rogue, though. Oh, really? We have one rogue somewhere? Yeah, whatever. There's not a lot of rogues. I guess Paragon is a rogue, right? Well, whether or not that was the correct pick, that's where we ended up. Here's a 2 we can get behind. I like, if we get a Blight Blade on the wheel, we'll happily pick that up, but Royal Mage is on point. Here's a Field Research number 2 that we can grab. Bane Veil is a legit playable. It's not a 2 we're ever going to cast on 2. I think we want Field Research number 2, though, over Veil. Haj likes the Veil. Understandable. Fine card. Here's a 2 we're going to take because that's how desperate we are now. We're getting late in the game here, and we're low on 2s. Got to do it. I want the 2. I don't care. Like, again, the rogue thing, I don't care. I don't care if we have rogues or not. It's a nice to have, but it is not anything pressing me. We can take spoils on lack. I mean, there's negate, which we might want out of the board, but spoils is potentially splashable. Here's a rogue I can absolutely get behind. Yeah, I like that even over the Shell Shield, which has kicker or whatever, but we're not even rewarding ourselves that much with... Yeah, I'd play a Spare Supplies. I suppose you're right. I mean, we are, again, lacking things to do on 2, so dropping a Spare Supplies would not be the worst. So now we have another Mage or Vision. Vision is finding us only 8 cards. This is really not digging much up, so I'm going to take the Geyser Mage. Squid comes back to save our bacon. Chilling Trap is interesting, but Squid is exactly what we hoped would wheel. Wow! Hello! This is best of 3. And we got our Blight Blade back too. All right. The Blightblade is really great with Zareth because nobody's blocking a 1/1 Death Touch. And see, we got our first Spland. I don't know, we somehow found the lane. After pack 1, I thought we were going to be pretty cut on blue, but the blues actually come along nicely, and we get another rogue anyway. How about that? Cuts! Cuts, cuts, cuts! Let's put reclaim over here in the land section. Didn't we get... Probably not playing Scythe Kitty. Glacial Grasp can go because we are loaded. Cascade Seer can go, not good enough. Let's look at our wizard count. 8 wizards. I think we can run at least one trap. I can cut one of the traps, but I'd like to run one if possible. What's our overall numbers? We've got 20 creatures, 8 non. Obviously, we got to run all these just for... you could probably cut this duelist, though. Again, I don't really care. We don't need party that much, and we don't need duelist. That, like, Blightblade is just doing more than duelist. And, yeah, no, I think we could also consider cutting Zareth. We could even cut... I mean, because we need cuts. I kind of want to do it to bug Jinx. But, I mean, it's a powerful effect. We can also bring it in when we know that Oppo is doing stuff that is worth getting. Or is this ours or theirs? Isn't it theirs? Your hand... I should read my rare. That player's graveyard, right. That's okay. That's what I thought. So, and that's a good point. We are trying to cast a blue. Here, I'll leave it up to chat. Zareth or no? Also, this deck is good enough. Like, if this deck were bad, if this deck were weak, I would be all over splashing anything with some power. But this deck isn't weak. This deck is good. So we can ride on the other power we have in the deck. Let's see who did that. Yeah, Chilling Trap plus Blightblade is good times. Interesting. Looks like quite the mix, but more no's than yeses, so I'll go with chat on this one. That's why I was leaning. And then we have 17, 18, 19. We can go... This is a 9-9 split with Reclaim effectively being a land. And then we're looking at 18-8. Kind of want to cut creatures... But I don't know what creature is worth cutting here. They're all pretty good. Riptide, you say? Well, we have a lot of kicker. Kicker. Just putting our kicker in a pile to be aware of what's up there. This is kicker. A lot of kicker. So, Trained Arbor Mage, too. Paragon. Wow, you think just because we don't have instant kicker that Riptide is iffy? With this type of deck, once we hit 5 mana, Riptide is just a straight up 5/5. Arbor Mage is great. Arbor Mage is not medium. Arbor Mage wins me games. Kick Arbor Mage, turn your Riptide into a 5/5, and make everything block the Blight Blade. A 5/5 that does nothing when we are on the back foot, because an 0/5 does nothing except block 4 power attackers. What do you mean nothing? Come on. I'm playing the Riptide. I would rather ditch the Wizard than the Riptide. I'm going to say done and come back in. Stalker and one of the 4-mana wizards. I guess Stalker is a closer, but we have closing power in the deck. So that's true. Like, we don't really need this job. We've taken out Zareth San, and we don't need closing power. We have closing power. All right, I'm going to run the Riptide and show you all what's what. Well, what's our current wizard count? Current wizard count is still at 8. Plus, isn't this 9? Yeah, this is effectively 9. We have 9 wizards. Yeah, I don't know, Jinx. Like, this is a great Riptide deck. I mean, it's not the greatest card, but this is the deck for it. Yeah, all right, let's take the Wind Rider. Well, if we cut this wizard, the Chilling Trap goes down in value a little bit. We can cut the Reclaim. It's got kicker, but it's not really doing that much for us. And then we're basically making ourselves a 17 lander with a Veil. And with two field researches that we can play on 3, if we are short on land, it helps with being only a 17 lander. All right, I think we've landed. We've landed on the deck. Now what are we calling it? I'm gonna put in this. This account has sweet Avons. Oh, I need to do. All right, East. I'll take East's name. Oh, yeah, we have 3 Sproutlings. Is that how you spell memeing? Making up words here. E into an I seems weird. Let's do it like this. Do a little dash. That makes sense to me. Let's see. Got to update a bunch of stuff here. We're down here. We are 0, 0. Got to run a par poll. Oops. So I'm going to try again. Fat fingers. How's it look? Keepable? Boros aggro from Oppo. Turn 2 wizard means at least they can't go turn 3 Electromancer 2-drop on us. And we're going to drop a Royal Mage, no value, hold up Chilling Trap. Well, I mean, you can't hold up Chilling Trap this turn, but basically I'm saying I'm not going to, like, try to save this for value later. We're going to happily play it out and try to do some blocking. Although I don't know if we're going to block the Wizard this turn. Trouble is, next turn we have the Windrider Wizard coming down, so I think actually I will take the trade here if offered, and we'll use Chilling Trap plus any of these wizards later. Yeah, this is our pack 3 or pack 2 pick one? Maybe pack 2 pick one, I think, Inscription. Yeah, right. Pack 2 pick 1 was Domination. I remember that now. You're right. Cool. Found our 4th land. Gonna drop a Wizard, drop a Visionary, and be pretty happy with our curving here. I really like a Visionary if you can make it to make it to 4, and if your opponent is doing stuff on the ground. What are you even doing with them? I don't understand the question, D. Or like you're predicting on average how many matches I would win with this deck if we played the event a million times. I'm gonna do this, and of course we're gonna loot. And then with Sproutling being able to get us back kicker spells, I'm actually gonna ditch the Arbor Mage, and then we'll come back and get this back later when we wanna get the mana for the Sproutling. Or of course I could also just get this back too, so yeah, Inscription could go. Or we could like ditch the Chilling Trap and know that we already have something to get back with Sproutling. But it's all, our hand is good choices. Oppo is struggling on mana, so we're in the driver's seat here. I don't know what they are. This is screaming of a trick. We could even just fire it off and let them spend it, but if they're choked on mana, I don't even want to give them a chance to do anything. Like, yeah, if this were a normal game math where Oppo was not mana screwed, I would block there to be happy to trade for a card, but in this case, they're so choked, like, why should I even give them that, right? Just let them... Yeah, see, I'm all about race. Let's race. Let's race. And here we can Visionary with Trap up. That's probably interesting. And we still get a nice attack in here. And we can... Oh, I should have Visionaried before I played the land, because Windrider Wizard. But I'm still going to do that here. Before attacks even. Geyser Mage. It's actually our worst option here, although maybe it's not. Actually, no, it's not. With Lol Mage Familiar might be the least important card here, right? We're just gonna... There's no reason to be looting. There's no reason not to be looting, Hodge. What's your reason not to? You don't like improving your cards? No, your heuristic is hurting you. You're straight wrong, Hodge. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I'm saying it right here. Hodge is wrong. Loot. Loot, loot, loot. Yeah, we have a handful of good cards. So what? Well, they could be better, and, you know, we need land. Like, our situation is better because I looted, Hodge. Our situation is now better because I looted. Digging for better, which we found. We found land. First of all, we're at 6 lands now, which we weren't going to be without the looting. Okay. I'm on Self-Righteous Mountain now because... Oh, you're both wrong. I'm timing you out. No, I won't time you out, but you're wrong. Why don't we want to loot to our Lol Mage's Domination, for example? Why like, our best card is still in the deck. Why aren't we going into hunt for it? Hey, and look, because we did all this looting, we have 2 Geyser Mages, which against a mana-screwed opponent trying desperately to stay alive is like our best card. Loot! Loot, loot, loot! I'm really surprised, Haj. I'm really surprised to hear you be so anti-loot. It's obviously correct to me. And in fact, I don't even think we need trap anymore. We can do some kicking, though.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Well, I'm going.
You're saying in this board state, looting did not seem necessary. But what do you mean necessary, Haj? Either this is time traveling supercomputer situation, okay? We choose to loot or we don't choose to loot. That's a decision. It splits. One of those decisions increases our EV better than the other. One of those decisions leads to more wins than the other. And I am saying looting absolutely improves your win percentage. Now, maybe you're talking about, you didn't need to, Ryan. We were 99.7%, and all you did is increase it to 99.73%. Okay. I increased my win percentage by 0.03. What is your argument for not doing that? Boros aggro. Do we need to make any shifts there? We could bring in a glacial grasp, which is pretty good. Another chilling trap to stop the early aggression. I think I kind of like we could even do inscription might be a little slow here, although double bounce is very nice. We could maybe cut a field research against aggro for something a little tighter and lower down, be it a grasp or a chilling trap. Let's try another trap. Yeah, I think I'm enamored with the idea that trap is going to be good for us here. Duelist is also decent. We could bring in Duelist over one of our, like, even a Visionary. I was talking about how much I like the Visionaries, but actually I'm going to cut the Duelist. It's a little... If we were doing a little bit more with Party, I think I would want it, but... Yeah, but Duelist is a trap with a body. I'd rather have the trap that draws me a card than leaves me with a weak body. So I'm going to do this. Yeah, I like Mike's comment. Rummaging, where you have to choose your discard first, is very different from looting, where you draw and then choose your discard. I never say always rummage, but always loot is a much better line. Yeah, I can't keep this. 1 land. Keep this, though. So we like our squid. This is where I'm going to be with you. We're going to cut Riptide here just because... yeah, I guess we could toss Diviner, but, like, Diviner is more expensive, so that's why you might want to toss it. If we can't get to 4, then we'd much rather have a Riptide. But I think we got to assume we're going to make it to 4, or we're just going to lose the game anyway. So I'm going to presume that we are going to make it to 4, because I can't play around not making it to 4. So I'm going to cut the Riptide. Well, we have Geyser Mage for 3. That's the thing. We want to have a 2, 3, 4 curve. So I really think you got to cut Riptide or Geyser Mage, and Geyser Mage does more for defense. You know, the ability to trade against Boros is more exciting to me than the Riptide. That's a good point. Geyser Mage being a wizard turns on the Diviner. That's probably the ceiling argument. You know, I think even without that, I like my choice, but the Diviner, these two being wizards, kind of just seals the deal. Stop. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Like, if your point is that Riptide, I chose Geyser Mage over Riptide, therefore Riptide. I mean, I still don't know. Like, anybody who's saying not to play the Riptide, I just don't understand how you could say not to play Riptide in this deck. It's right up there with deciding not to loot because you like your hand. Yeah, Oppo not showing us the greatest set of cards here. We're going to try and punish Oppo's card quality. They are. I'm in a fighting mood too, though. Hopefully we're being all, like, I don't know. I as the one with the megaphone, I worry. I try not to be too snippy or snarky or whatever, but while vehemently defending my position, right? Oh yeah, sorry, I was just distracted with chat. I meant to attack. If I missed the attack there, sorry. Let's go. I'm gonna say just the squid here. I'm gonna play Diviner, and then we have 2 blockers for the Night Runner if they do something to kill one of our blockers. Oh, I didn't miss the attack. Okay, I thought I attacked, but I am distracted, so you never know. Could also, yeah, if we had double blue, you could make an argument for Geyser Mage hold up trap, but we only have 1 blue, so. Well, I didn't remember if I attacked and somebody suggested maybe I hadn't, or maybe they were talking about Oppo not attacking. That could be as well. Certainly, I don't remember the previous turn. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, Mike just meant them, not me. Nice hand spew from Oppo, but I like where we've ended up. Send the Night Runner, that's great. We just block it with a Geyser Mage or the Diviner if we want to draw a card. Not going to block when we have Chilling Trap in hand. Wouldn't mind another island. We do have a Lull Mage Domination as well. Well, that technically is an island, but Bane Veil could really mess Oppo up. What do you think? Should we be... Because also I can play Bane Veil, and then we have a guaranteed 6. I guess we just play this as land, even though we could haha them for some decent value if they swing in hard. We already have Chilling Trap, and playing this as land guarantees a Geyser Mage kicked next turn, so I'm going to play Veil as land. Send the Squid and the Diviner, and leave back... I mean, they're on top deck mode, basically, so I don't want the Night Runner to get through, but worst case, we Chilling Trap the Night Runner to draw a card and prevent them from drawing, so I'm going to leave only 1 back here. They have a pretty big crackback. You want to keep the Diviner back to draw cards if they kill it? Mike says just the Squid. We're definitely sending the Squid. The question is, do we send one of these? Yeah, that's true. If they move the Kite Sail to Night Runner, we want a flying blocker. That's true. So I'll send in these 2. Probably just accept a trade for the Geyser Mage. I'm going to hold the trap here. Oh, really? Well, now I'm going to save the Geyser Mage because it keeps a second wizard out for Diviner. I'm going to do that. We don't know what this card is, though. Maybe they're doing... But I think this Oppo is not showing the best cards, so I'm going to go for this. We'll see. Yeah, I just don't know why they were blocking the way they did. Well, there you go. They had an inordinate rage. Yeah, it is fine. We're looks like they get a shot at the Night Runner here. Although they shouldn't have done that if they're gonna, because now if they find something with the Night Runner, they don't get to cast it. They got lucky. Yeah, Domination being in the deck somewhere was another good reason to play Veil as land. If we draw an island, we could steal a 3-drop. We could just take their Grotag Night Runner. Didn't find an island though, so I'm gonna send them back, set them back on Night Running. We'll just send this back after we attack. And given that we're gonna have a 3-2 on the ground after we play this, I'm gonna send both. Oppo chumping a little early as well, so I think we're dealing with a newer opponent here, or, you know, less skilled, making some kind of fundamental errors that I'm seeing. I mean, I make fundamental errors, so I'm not saying that, you know, you eliminate the fundamental errors after after some amount of time, but the collection of everything we're seeing here suggests a newer player. Oh, Wilson. Punch you in the eye. Oh, nice. Great, we can steal it with equipment on it. How nice. Thank you, Oppo. Hey, who called it? Somebody called the Rebel Fort. Somebody called it. Maybe they saw that in game 1 or something, but there it is. Not laughing at you, Wilson. This is not a great card, though. If Wilson, if you end up catching this stream somehow, come hang out in our Discord. We're going to whip you into shape and turn you into a drafting machine, but you're making some new player mistakes here with your drafting. Do this. Sorry, I wasn't trying to slow roll by playing an unnecessary Arbor Mage. I'm just executing my heuristical brain, you know what I'm saying? I gotta rely on my own mental heuristics to be able to do everything around here. Yeah, I find there's a lot of clearly new players in Best of 3, which surprises me a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's unranked. I think there's something about the fact that Best of 3 is unranked that makes players not... less newer players gravitate there. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, we don't start on 2 here, but I can't throw this back. Geyser Mage on 3 and Divisionary on 4. Trade off the Geyser Mage, Sproutling back Geyser Mage. Kick Geyser Mage on 6. That's a plan. Two drop off the top that we want to play would be great. Yeah, I saw Tuk Tuk played very, very early in the format. I don't think I ever played it, but at the beginning, people are trying to figure out what's what, and you'll see that kind of stuff a lot more. Bubble Snare, very nice card from Oppo. Wouldn't mind that in our deck. But also gonna play the Geyser Mage, and really kind of hope that they use the Bubble Snare on it. Inscription, return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. So that's nice to see. I wanted to check my rare and actually read. Sometimes I read. And I read because I want to know that if they Bubble Snare something, can I unlock it from Bubble Snare with Inscription? And the answer is yes. I can bounce their thing and unlock my thing, so that's a nice play for that. Another Sproutling. Cool, so I'm going to go ahead and... we really want them to trade off for the Geyser Mage. Maybe they won't, but I'm going to send in anyway, and we have the Visionary behind. I wouldn't trade a Chronicler or a Diviner for this Geyser Mage, but you never know. Give him a chance. Yeah, we're sprouting. Green, blue kicker mirror. This will be interesting. Value Town coming up. Let's see. I should think, because we got a Bane Veil. Inscription kicks at 8. We could play Veil. I could attack first. Attacking doesn't really do anything, though. Well, I mean, attacking would get 3 through. They might block Familiar, in which case we could Veil, but it doesn't... We don't get them. We just don't lose our creature. So... We could also Inscription and just draw some cards. Scry 2, draw 2 on Inscription. Sproutling, we could just play a Sproutling too. I'm going to play Island. Yeah, we can Sproutling it back. Let's, yeah. Now shoot, I changed my mind now. I'm going to draw. I got to do something. The clock was winding down there. I'm going to not worry about the Survivor. You like bouncing too? I don't know. I like getting cards there. And now Sproutling, just we get Inscription, Inscription, Inscription. Well, if bouncing is so great, good news, we can do it again. Veil, let's see, 4, 5, 6. So if we kick Sproutling, we can Bubble Snare and kick Sproutling. So let's snare the Diviner. We could snare the Familiar too. I guess the Familiar is giving them mana and being a good blocker. So I think it's Diviner or Familiar on the snare after we Sproutling back the Inscription. Yeah, we're at 14, taking a lot in the air. We might be facing big riptides, so let's do that. Next turn, we can Veil as land if we don't draw one, guaranteeing the kicked insight on the follow. So that's rough, but we do have some blocks here. I'm going to put Visionary and Geyser Mage on a Riptide, and then we have Sproutling. We can get back Geyser Mage. You know, we have a lot going on here. In fact, there's so much going on here that if we can just survive, the real problem becomes sequencing of all the various things we can do. I mean, next turn we can Insight, get Blightblade back, recast it. You know, like, there's a lot we can do here. We could also block with the Sproutling, get it in the yard, and we can start the Sproutling chains. So let's do that, and then these two are about the same, but this is a better thing to bounce, I think, than this. Well, this is not a bad bounce either, but I'm going to go with these two. Oops, sorry. We definitely want a double block, not chump. Triple block for Shell. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's triple block for Shell. They can't get two things anyway. I like it. Thank you, Ovin. That's one of my leaks, actually. Is one of the things is I try to look at where I'm messing up a lot, making little mistakes again and again. Overblocking. Correctly overblocking is a place where I have fallen down a bit. So definitely triple block is correct, and I'm glad chat mentioned it, because not only does it let me make the right play, it lets me call out a place where I know that I am not doing it right all the time. So another land means we get to 8 without having to use Veil as land. So we're going to go ahead and play a forest, or play a basic land, but we got to decide our turn first. I kind of like Sproutling. At 7 mana, we can Sproutling, kick, and have Veil up and get the Sproutling back, so I'm going to do that. And I should think, though. We have 9. Am I just going to be dead? I don't want to... Although we do, with a Sproutling, we do get the double block on another kicked Riptide. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And if we do the double block on the kicked Riptide, this time we have the Veil to work with. Yeah, Veil would still be a 2-for-1, but we get to use a land, and we get rid of a Riptide. We get rid of a 5/5, so... Alright, they didn't attack, that's good, and now we've made it to kicked Insight land with Sproutling. Like, this is crazy town. We get to... I'm going to send back Riptide, and... Let's just kick this and see... This is fun. We're gonna create that. We're gonna scry 2 and draw 2. And we're gonna return creatures. We're gonna return our own Blightblade. We're gonna return their familiar. Oh yeah, concerted defense. That would hurt. But hey, we just Sproutling it back over the next 2 turns, right? Let's see. I like sending the familiar. This is their mana. I mean, who cares? Like, we're not even really attacking either way, Haj. So, like... I want to get the Blightblade back. People want to bounce the Riptide, that's fine. Target player... That's us. Yeah, it kind of doesn't matter. I don't know. But I'm also at 0 hourglass, so we got to keep that in mind. I'm going to ditch that, but keep the other. 7-7, not bad. No good attacks anyway. Let's see if they're splashing. Yeah, it's a good point. I also got to keep in mind my whole match clock in a grindy matchup. So I'll try and play quicker. There's just so many options here. Hopefully it's all options to just crush. I guess plan A is just going to sproutling back inscriptions until they give up. I'm a little terrified, Jinx. There's too many decisions. There's too much to do here. But I'm going to go with the kick again. Yeah, again, I should probably, if I'm going to attack, I should attack, but I'm just, like, so worried about time that I'm just trying to do stuff, which is not the best. But I'll send the 7. If they go for a block, we have the Veil, and then I'll figure out what to do after. Oh, yeah, sorry, I owe you lots of kick-its.
Kick it!
Hold on. All right, All right, they're going to take that. And what are we going to do? Blight Blade, hold up Veil, I like. Interesting. They find that to be our most important creature. Maybe they're going to try and go for a kill here. We're going to use Baying Veil to hopefully keep us alive and keep our creatures alive when we do some blocking.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going.
Yeah, they clearly see Death Touch as a major problem. Now, they're in the tank. That's fine. At least it's not my clock running down for once. Boy, this might come to decking. I gotta watch out. We gotta get him dead some way. Maybe we need to bring in the rogue in this one, because this could just get to be super stalled out. I mean, our mana is like, if we just had endless mana, we could do anything. Like this, we're only restrained by our mana at this point. And to that end, though, I'm gonna kick the Insight again and send back Riptide and Familiar and get in for an attack. Mike says, wait. I'm not going to wait, Mike. I got to just do my thing. I'm going to lose on clock and stuff if I just wait for chat to tell me what I'm doing wrong every single time. So I'm just going to keep going. And I don't even think we need to scry for lands. We're just going to find them, you know. They're just always going to be lands. Yeah, we got a 9/9 back. Sure, send it all. Take our Geyser Mage, please. And we are going to discard field research. Like, we don't need to draw. We have cards. We have cards. Kind of like making a 9/9 illusion with your inscription in limited. This deck is nutty if you're going to let me get to 6+ mana, yeah. Good call, Mike. Mike just wants to win instead of control the board. I don't know why. Mike could control the board for another turn and just wants to win the game instead. What is wrong with him? We could have cast Inscription like 5 more times, but Mike's like, no, win the game. Why don't you just win the game? Mike. Yeah, no Roost, but boy, Roost us up, and this deck is one of the better ones, but no Roost. Yeah, field research into Inscription. I could have made an 11/11, and instead I won the game. All right, mirror match, splashing black. I was talking about bringing in the Stalker in case of, you know, this can get through if the board is gummed, but we see that I can ungum the board, right? So I don't know if I actually make any changes here. Maybe just a Glacial Grass. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. Anybody see a big change? Add a land. Yeah, maybe I am pushing it on lands. But my feeling was that we had the field research, you know, and 17 plus a couple of field researches. But you might be right that we could cut like a wizard. This was our last creature keep. We could like cut the Windrider Wizard and add in a land. That might be better. And I like more more islands because of the domination. So 10/8. Yeah, reclaim could be the thing we do over a land. Yeah, let's try that. I like that. Let's put the reclaim back. It is card velocity, that's true. We could cut something else besides the wizard. Yeah, maybe we just don't need the double field research because of all that's going on. I still like the Chilling Trap, but I could be convinced field research and doing it this way. I could be convinced. Let's try this. Two what, Fenor? You like two... Which one did you like two of? All right, we can keep this. We got a 2-drop. We need some land, but we got a 2-drop and we got a Sproutling. We got action. Yeah, that's fair, but you could almost argue just that our rare is our second one, right? Like, you like 2 researches. What about 1 research and an inscription? Certainly feels like we have card flow, and that was something we could sacrifice there. Your late Blight Blade would not have minded putting a counter there. I don't know if we even want a counter on our Death Toucher anyway. I'm going to use max mana here. Hodge likes the Blight Blade. I like maxing out the mana. I don't want to put a... Like, why do we want to make a 2/2 Death Toucher anyway? All right, that's good. Wish we had our Chilling Trap now, although we wouldn't really get them because we don't have the clean wizard situation. So I'm going to drop our Geyser Mage and continue to hope we find some land. Yeah, I can send the 2/2. Send them both, whatever. I should have done this before I cast my Geyser Mage, but I don't care. I can cleanly offer both, and Oppo can take them if they want. The argument to leave the Blight Blade back to trade with the Visionary to help with the race, but also sending it, we're saying, here's R3, do you want to send your 3 into R3 too? So from a race standpoint, sending the 1/1 was a maybe? I don't know. And then now, do we make this trade or do we just keep the race going? The question is, if they play something here, what are we doing on our next turn? The trouble is with this hand, they play a blocker, and then what are we doing? And also getting Geyser Mage in the yard, if we do find land, gives us something to Sproutling back, so I am going to make the trade. Mike says race. I don't feel like us being stuck on land and them about to cast something else here is conducive to a race. That's great, actually. Now if they block either of these, they don't get a wizard out of it. Oh, they're going to snare a Blight Blade. That's fine, too. There's our Chilling Trap, but we don't have a wizard to play yet that is going to... We're actually, and I don't care anyway, if they block the Survivor, we're going to let it happen. Sproutling or Arbor Mage? Sproutling, let's just take a, I guess Arbor Mage sets up Trap. That's a good point. We have the Trap, so I'm going to play Arbor Mage. If not, I would play the Sproutling, though. No value Sproutling. Mike was on Sproutling. It was the Trap setup that got me, that pushed me over Mike. And this is going to allow us to send, well, we could send, but it just kind of telegraphs, and then we're priced into the trap, so I'm just going to go Visionary. You like Sproutling Trap mana? I guess Sproutling Trap mana we can try a double block. Yeah, that's fair. But we can also just straight double block with Arbor Mage and Visionary, or Visionary and Survivor, and we're happy with that too. That's what I was thinking. Like, save the Sproutlings for max value and just go for a Visionary trade. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I like your line, Mike, but I'm going to go with my original thought here. It also draws us a card to cast the Visionary, and we're digging for lands. There's another spot where if I triple blocked, this is a case I'm trying to remember and actually ask myself, but this is a case where triple blocking doesn't really do anything, because if they do something to eliminate the Visionary, then the remaining Survivor plus Arbor Mage can't get the job done anyway. So I don't know, why are we triple blocking here, Mike? Because if they disrupt the block with the Visionary, it plays around one card, but this is I'm expecting this to get bounced, if anything. I'm just going to do this, whatever. This is also a Visionary. We've already drawn a card off this. Like, I don't care if it dies. So that's exactly the card that was called out that the triple block would have played around, but I didn't think it was worth it. I mean, I just made that call, so... let's see, you can kick the Paragon, and then we'd be out of mana for the trap. I think we need to trap here, although Sproutling could get the Geyser Mage, and we could chump. Although we don't even need to chump. We could, like, Sproutling, take a hit, take 9, and then follow. Like, we're starting to worry about the Diviner up top, and... Geyser Mage, if we find land, it would at least allow us to set the Diviner back a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna kick Sproutling. And you're right, though, Mike, we should probably chump the Adventurer. But we can chump the Adventurer with the Arbor Mage. We can take 3 in the air, go to 11. We can kick the Geyser Mage, bounce the Diviner, and then have 2 3-powered creatures to threaten the Adventurer on the turn after. This is, of course, assuming we draw a basic land, which is no guarantee, but I'm going to play like it's going to work out for us. If they had Into the Royal, triple blocking would have been a disaster. That was what I was playing around. I was playing around the common, not the uncommon. Let's see. Now, we did not find our 6, so the Diviner is a problem, but we need another 3 on the ground for the Adventurer. We can kick a Sproutling again, get back the Arbor Mage, and then we have 2 3s on the ground. It leaves us with no Chilling Trap. We could also play an unkicked Paragon. That is a bit telegraphy. Yeah, Might of Marasa is a blowout on the triple block. But I gotta focus here. Like, geez. I think we're kicking... I'm doing this again, but I think we're in trouble. That's true. That doesn't... I could have done this and unkicked, and it just looks like we're going wide. Yeah, maybe I should have just double spelled. A lot of lines on that one. I let the rope kind of just press my action and made a call, but probably not the most well-thought line there on my last turn. That rope, man, that rope starts and I just, like, feel like I gotta do something. Yeah, let's move on. Save time. Well, adding a land, I don't want to be results oriented and just add lands until we stop being more screwed than we want to be. We do have kind of the 18. I don't think we want to draw first. No. You draw first when you think it's a battle of attrition where the card really matters, but this is not actually a battle of attrition. Neither side is short cards. We're short tempo. So yeah, let's at least do this. We'll go back to oops. I'm going to ditch the Reclaim and put in an island. And yeah, I do like a glacial grasp, but I don't know what we would play it over. Hard to figure out what to fit into this. I'm going to send this back. Let's go. Gonna keep, and I'm gonna play Vale as land on 1. If we had significantly more lands, if like Vale were our 4th or 5th land, then maybe I hold it, but here I'm just gonna dump it and be happy to see Oppo mulliganing. I mean, nobody likes to mulligan, but if it's gonna happen to somebody, how about your opponent? With all the Sproutlings, I'm going to happily run out a Royal Mage as well. We can Sproutling this back eventually. Gnarly. Gonna go with the Wizard for now. We don't have anything to kick and make the Riptide big. We could play the Riptide and have a clean block on the Colony, but the Royal Mage is already threatening that block, so... I was going to stay back and defend. I guess, yeah. I guess Haj and Mike both want to attack. I'll attack. I was thinking I was going to block the Colony, but you're right. We should be aggro. That was the plan. And to that end, we could block here, but I'm going to say no blocks. We're going to race. We're going to play the Visionary. Drop a Riptide. Steal a creature. Ooh. That's a little bit rough. We need to dominate that down the road, but at least we get Visionary in and a Wizard attack here. Yeah, we can loot away the Riptide here. We want mana because I want to steal this Familiar. We want to dominate the Familiar, which you can do on 6. That's and we now have the 6. Yeah, we can do a land now, but I really want this domination on 6. Chat wants to be greedier than me. I love it. All right, fine. Chat wants to be greedier than me. Hey, chat's right. What do you know?
Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
Inscription is hot sauce. Oh my god. Kind of just going to do that now. Again, with all the recursion hiding in our deck, we're just going to bounce Familiar and Riptide here and crack in. Take that action and pitch forest. I think we want more, still want more, like 2 forests, 4 blue is kind of where I want to be with this deck, I think. They got to go Familiar to try to get back in this game, and we're going to dominate the Familiar, and they might just scoop. When they go Familiar and we dominate it, if they don't have the... Oh, and Shell Shield won't do it because they don't have the Hexproof kicker part. Yoink! And I'll get a forest now. All right. Coming up a bit of Millhouse, although we're not exactly finding action right now. We still have attacks, though, so we'll do that. I guess, let's see. I don't see how a single blue adds power to this board, so it's still a safe attack. Yeah, we also, yeah, we're only at, we're at 30% to draw land, and we're very, we are deep with action. Oh boy, do we have some top decks. We also have that as a possible top deck. Now we don't even have attacks. I'm just gonna keep playing land, and we're gonna, yeah, Sproutling, just... Sproutling would be great. So many things would be great.
Oh, here comes the flood.
All right, so we can do our own creatures too. We can Geyser Mage back a wizard, which gives us a clock, so I'm actually going to do that. And then Riptide can attack. You want to play? Yeah, sure. Oh, you want to do the Royal Mage? Wow. So many things we could do. Yeah, we could also just bounce the Adventurer, and then really Riptide becomes a must block, right? Oh yeah, I shouldn't have played that land. I don't know. Mike, I just did what Mike said. Blame Mike. Blame Mike. No, you can blame me for listening to Mike, but let's move on, though, and figure out what we're going to do with this. Sure, let's take an action. Always loot. Always loot. Let's see. So now what are we sending to hand, though? We can send the Adventurer and get in a decent attack. We can do it Royal Mage, and then Royal Mage gets us back Inscription. Yeah, let's do the Mage. Let's play long. I don't know, because I'm being silly. Whatever. Here we go. I like that trade. That's cool. It is true. Like, I say I'm being silly, but what I'm saying is, I guess, that in making snap decisions under a clock with 8 minutes to go or whatever, getting Inscription back with all this mana just feels like we win the game. So I'm just, I guess we could lose to like these Riptide attacks in the meantime or something. But this is a fine block to me. We're going to trade for one of them here. That's no problem. I don't care if they kill their own familiar, whatever, all good. We Royal Mage back the Inscription, and how do we lose? We only lose if we lose the race. I'm going to hold my land this time for the loot. I could get Lol Mage too. I mean, there's an argument to just Lol Mage, but it's all so powerful, right? And in this case, I think we just use our mana and research. And we'll take this action. Maybe it'll be better. Nope. Ditch the Blight Blade. Nice. Chilling Trap up is cool. It's actually a pretty big game to have the trap. Oh, yeah, maybe I could have ordered triggers. I was just kind of clicking stuff in, or I didn't look too closely. But we could have drawn first and then had pitched a land instead of the Death Toucher. Couldn't order it? Okay. So there was not a possibility there. I wasn't sure. All right, so we're gonna try for a double block on the old Riptide. Or we could double block the Colony. I don't know. What do you think? Colony or Riptide? What do we want to kill? Riptide is bigger if they kick every turn, but this is what this stable 4/4. Yeah, let's kill Colony. You're right. All right, we'll do this. Give up, Oppo. I'm gonna just send theirs and crack in. Actually gonna pitch the Visionary here since we can Survivor for a counter. Yeah, that's all fine. I'm gonna take the land as it comes. We don't need to keep land on top per se. And here, even them out. But I do it, Mike, to prove the point that it doesn't matter. Mike says, not sure I like looting with Inscription in hand. If you draw Sproutling, where does that leave you? But if we draw the one card that's between us and the Sproutling, we get a Sproutling, which is what happened. And I'm not saying I knew that was going to happen, but my point is it doesn't matter. It's all just added randomness. It's simply, in a sense, reshuffling your library in a way that just doesn't matter to me. I don't think it's going to matter. We do this and then kick Geyser Mage and it's all good. Hey, Drunk Drafter. Clearly a YouTube friend. Glad you could make it. Yeah, who knew kicking an 8-drop, casting an 8-drop 4 times would win you a Magic game? That was my point, Gideon Moore. There was really, Inscription was our best card in library. Best card. There was nothing we were going to keep over the Inscription. We were self-milling. The only argument against self-milling, really, there in that spot is that you might deck, but also in a deck with Sproutlings, you don't mind getting kicker stuff in the yard because the Sproutlings get it back. Anyway, I think in the abstract, self-mill is net positive for our deck, so I think you should do it. But really, I did it to create the discussion and the observation that it didn't really matter, that it was just an arbitrary reshuffling of our library. Hat and Fenor bring up the point that self-milling voluntarily does enable 8-card rogue stuff like Domination. Worth considering, I suppose, but I probably still would have done it. Yeah, and that's because it is good for us. Like, we ultimately do want stuff in our yard. I didn't talk about it. We had 3 choices here. Obviously, we saved the Arbor Mage trying to kick it later, but there was Wizard versus Familiar decisions. You could make an argument for the Wizard because we're not ramping to anything on 5. We don't have a 5 drop we're ramping to, but we do have a 4 drop, and I just, these both attack for 2, so might as well play the Familiar, play the Visionary. Getting the Wizard going gets our looting going sooner. Snare. Yeah, I'm just gonna go land, Visionary, attack with Familiar. We could draw a 5. We don't even have that many. Like, what are our 5s that we can even draw? Kicked Sproutling is really our 5. We literally have no 5 drops. We only have kicking above 4. We top at 4. This low curve deck that tops at 4, and we're talking about casting 8 drops 3 times. Excuse me. Now, next turn, we do have kicked Visionary if we want. If we think it, like, maybe we want to use Visionary to take out this Baloth, for example. But we can also just Bubble Snare here, and I think snare the Scythe Kitty and, well, I don't know. Again, we're already in that place where we just have a lot of options. It's nice. What do we want to do this turn? We have kicked Arbor Mage. We have snare Squid. Yeah, we can just offer the Visionary and see what they take for it. Okay, I like that. Let's start there. I'll take either one, right? If they wanted to block. And we can do Visionary Squid here. How about Visionary Squid? Just add to the board. Let's start with the Visionary and then probably follow with Squid. Squid threatens a block on Scythe Kitty even with a land drop. Hey, this is a card we passed for Lol Mage's Domination.
I am the voice of Zendikar, and my will reigns supreme.
Really want to draw a basic, and then we should be fine. But although it doesn't even matter, we kick kick Arbor Mage next turn, we can solve all this, right?
The swamps come to my aid.
Well, that's interesting. So we do have the double block, but I think we need to just take this, and if we find a land, we can snare it and then still do the kicked Arbor Mage and take care of this whole board. So land drop would be great. Although Arbor Mage is... Okay, good. It doesn't need double green. We have double green anyway with the Familiar. Never mind. All right. Taking the hit. All right, we found our land as well, so that's great. We get to snare the Baloth after we try and wreck our opponent. Too bad we don't have one more point of power. We can't 2-for-1 on the luring, but we are going to lure here. We're going to make him block the Squid. And send the Visionaries at the Planeswalker. And then hold the Familiar to snare the Baloth.
You have doomed my home.
That was a fine turn, I would say. Killed a Planeswalker, traded our 2-drop for their 3-drop. Visionary being taken out by removal is just great for us. Like, there's no problem there at all. Don't even need to use Geyser Mage here. We can just Windrider Wizard and hold and swing away. Yeah, that's true. We can Geyser Mage our own Arbor Mage. That would be a good thing to do. Let's do that. I like it. Mike has the line. We'll trade here if they want. I like the bringing back the Arbor Mage. Yeah, we could have brought back a Visionary and drawn another card, but this is going to make it very tough on him. Kind of want to hold land here with the Windrider. So yeah, I am. I think we can afford that. We have, and if we draw our Inscription, we can play it and still have 8. Good time zone, Magic Star. Glad you could make it. How you been? Having a fun day today because we have a fun deck. It's fun because it's good and powerful. You know, it's good and fun. Just so. Sorry, let's see. Don't be hasty with the land, Ryan. You had a plan. But I also, with 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 2 left over on the Sproutling. I'm going to play the land because we get to kick the Sproutling and play the Wizard. I could just go for an attack, but I'm going to play the Wizard. Well, it'll be worth it over time, I think. Especially with Geyser Mage now ready. Both of these ready to kick and stop any creature-based defense they come up with. Yeah, they didn't even see an out, so. Green, black. Nissa, landfall, good stuff. Anything we need to do about a Planeswalker that we're not already doing? We could Glacial Grasp over a Field Research could give us a window where Grasp lets us attack down a Planeswalker. I think I'm going to do that. It reduces some of our kicking strategies, but again, what we found is that Field Research has been one of our less important cards because we're doing the job of card advantage via Sproutlings, Royal Mages, Inscription, Visionaries. Like, we are not, our hand has been full. That has not been a problem at all. So I like bringing in the Grasp, even though it reduces our kicker synergies. Oh, also, I think we need to, we're also talking about upping the land count, which we could do. Like, currently we only have this. We should probably get one more land in here some way. And what's the least important thing from there? Trap. Trap pretty good against their big stuff too, though. Nice try, Jim. Gotta cut something, though. Jeez. Maybe I just cut the Grasp. Yeah, it's true. Riptide doesn't block some of their landfall. I guess we cut Riptide, sure. It's Riptide or Grasp. I'm not sure which, but I need to make a decision. Let's cut Riptide. I decided I like the Grasp in the matchup. Let's try it. I am a little distracted. Hi, MTG Nerd Girl. Did I miss a question or something? At the very least, greetings to you. I don't understand why you don't like it, or why you're so down on it, Fenor. I mean, I know it's not incredible, but this is a fine deck for a Riptide. I don't know. Chat has been throwing me for a loop the last couple of days. They keep coming up with takes that I don't quite get, and bagging on the Riptide in this deck is one of them. This is a great Riptide deck. Brush Fire is annoying, but we're going to play attack and play Geyser Mage and try and race this. Or block. Might just block here. I don't, we have the triple Sproutling, so I love getting something with Kicker in the yard. Well, if they're not attacking with their Brush Fire Elemental, that's got to be a great thing for us. I'm going to play a Forest and send in, and then we'll decide what to do. Might just be Field Research. And then we have Chilling Trap. I'm going to send. Feel like we are... Yeah, Saurian wants to keep back, because you can make an argument to race. But we can even use... Since we have the Geyser Mage, we can simply use Chilling Trap as gain 4 life draw card. Gain 4 life draw card is not bad here. So I'm going to go Research and... hold up Trap for just gain 4 draw. Or gain 3, really, assuming Brush Fire is what they come up with. We can also just not run it. We can take 3 here. But I think where the race is enough and our mana is tight enough that we should just... I'll pass to blockers. Yeah, there was no pausing there, so they don't have instant. Yeah, gain 3 draw is fine. Let's do it. I'm being greedy if I don't do that. And we could dominate the elemental right now, but I also like Squid Veil, hold up Veil. I don't know. Inscription is fine too. We can just inscript this turn knowing that we have 3 Sproutlings. We are totally going to get that. Yeah, maybe I'm kind of being greedy and wanting to kick the Arbor Mage, but we don't really need to kick it to do our work here. So let's send in and yeah, we can Inscription and make a really big dude, but I think we just dump creatures on the board. I think 2 creatures is fine. It's the correct play. I'm not sure what Oppo is doing here. Maybe they're stuck on blue. Like, what were they? Like, black was like, where was the black? Well, game 1, they showed it there. It showed us a ton of swamps. There we go. That's quite the beastie beast. Can we steal that at some point? That's a long way off. But we can. Maybe work towards it though. Let's see. They are at we need 9 mana. 9 mana. 5, 6, 7. We're only 2 away. Yeah, that's true. We can also... Can we get back this somehow? We can inscription our own Arbor Mage and win next turn. How about that? And we can play Veil tapped. Oh, win this turn. Mike says we can win this turn. How? They got so many chumps, Mike. I don't see how we win this turn. Yeah, we got a billion tokens. So let's do that. Yeah, we have a land in the Vale. And Arbor Mage and send back... I mean, we could send this back so they have to spend their whole turn on it. And then the kicked Arbor Mage does it. So, like, if they spend their turn replaying Phylath, we just win. So I'm going to go ahead and send back the dumb Mythic. And we even get attacks this turn then. You think we make a mistake and lose? They play this and play one land and they can make one big attacker, but then we just kick Arbor Mage and win. We don't even need to do this attack. Oh, sure. Sorry, Jinx. This is all perfunctory. This doesn't even matter. The play is kicking the Arbor Mage next turn for the win. So they have to do something to deal with our onboard win. This is not... If they play this, they lose. So... No, really? 3, 6, 8. And we have 8. Oh, I see. You're right. You're right. You're right. It's not a win. Sorry. I was thinking almost like Arbor Mage had haste or something. Or like Arbor Mage does the luring itself. So, yeah, now I don't know. Did I screw this up? We'll see. Yeah, maybe we just do it over 2 turns. I like Jinx's recovery plan. Because we can go Visionary, stay alive with Veil if they do some big attack, and then Arbor Mage after. So I misread the board, misread my play, but we do have a decent follow here. It does come down to the Arbor Mage still, though. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Veil until we are sure we have a land. Yeah, we could steal the token. That's an interesting thought. We get to dominate a token for nothing, and then well, if we Veil now, we might not have an attacking squid. Is the problem? But we also have 2 turns to find that land. We can also... Mike says take it. Jinx says take it. Radiantware says take it. Fenrir says take it. I guess we take it. That's me being lazy, though. I didn't really think it all the way through. But when 5 smart people in chat all tell me the same thing, sure. I'll do it. All right, cool. We found a land. We're going to hold that one for the Arbor Mage play. And if we go with the domination play, we can't play the Veil, though. So... there is that. I think we go Visionary, play Veil. And with the second land, we can even drop an island here. So now it comes down to whether or not we can keep 8 power of unblocked attackers on board and survive. There's definitely outs. Like, we're in an advantage spot, but I could easily list some cards in the set that would get Oppo out of this. I mean, heck, how about kicked the Pyroclasm card? Oh, God. We'll wipe our team. Yikes. Yeah, removal spell breaks it up. So this is hardly GG. Hardly GG. At least they're in the tank, though. Suggests all is not lost. And I'm going to Veil before blocks. They don't have blue. They can't really counter this. Maybe I don't need to do this before blocks, per se. I'll do it here. But I am going no blocks. Maybe they'll try something. They don't need to, though. Technically, this is lethal, so they wouldn't need to do anything. Yeah, we could lose to Might. I mean, again, there's many things we could lose to, but we're going to play like our plan's going to work. Play like our plan's gonna work, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But it looks like our plan worked. Hooray, working plans.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going.
Make him block the survivor and send in everything else. All right, we did it, gang. Did we lose? No, I think we went to 3 once, so that was like a 1-loss day. Very nice. Yeah, that's true, Mike. If they'd had Might, they would have attacked differently, right? I think we could read there was no Might there, or else we would have seen some O1s getting in. I'll add that to Dex and claim this sweet prize. Nice. Better give you one of these. Yeah, that was an excellent ZNR deck, especially interesting green-blue kicker deck that is one of my better ones and had no roosts whatsoever. But we did it. We also didn't have the 2-mana. The best kicker deck I've ever had 2 or 3 of the bears. The kicker reduction bear. But yeah, I consider, no geckos, no colonies, no roosts, yet it was still very good. I don't think the deck really needs surges, but like, yeah, no gecko, no roost, no colony is an interesting, and no royal, no into the royal, right? That's something else that we had that good of a kicker deck without that stuff. But yes, Inscription and 3 Sproutlings turns out can make up for a lot of missing parts in your kicker deck. Do we have packs to open? Let's see, maybe we got 10 packs. Yeah, open some packs. Yeah, we had some okay match. I mean, we had a mirror match that was pretty good. We had a pretty weak opponent in the first round, so there's that too, but whatever. I'm going to adjust my record to 3-0, even though it's going to be adjusted to 0-0 next. We'll hop to Soapbox. Thank you so much for hanging out, YouTube friends. That was fun. Crushing with my favorite archetype in the format. What could be better? Hope to catch you again for the next draft, and give me a like before you move on to your next video. See ya, YouTube.